Hello everyone, my name is Gavin Doherty. I am the CEO and co-founder of Hyperion Digital Solutions. Today, I just wanted to give y'all a quick little breakdown and run through of how we have effectively used Metapixel in the past, how we've really learned how to maximize it, as well as how you can easily set up yourself. So here, let me share my screen. Alrighty, so first off, you're going to need two things. You are going to need a website and then also your Meta business account. Also, if you have a person who runs your website, you will also need to be able to easily contact them, and then of course just give them the details for how to set this up, or just send them this video. I'm sure they can easily follow along, and Meta also comes with some basic instructions. So first off, we're going to look at how we've used it in the past and why it is important. First, I believe it's very important to take a look at why you need it. I know a lot of people don't fully utilize it or don't use it at all, and that's a main reason why some people are missing out on the correct advertising returns. Because most of the time, if your advertising is just alright, the advertise itself, the main thing that's preventing you from getting positive returns is actually the people you're getting in front of. And Metapixel is phenomenal because that is one of the main things it does. It gets you in front of the right people, so you can build your own lookalike and custom audiences. I get into that a little bit more in a separate video, but I'll show you how that works here today. It also gives you in-depth event trackers. So let's say I run an e-commerce shop. I can tell if I spent $100 on advertising and I have my Metapixel, then I know, hey, these people spent $400. Then I know, hey, I have a 4-to-1 or 4x ROAS. So that's great. I may as well, keep spinning until that system breaks. But it can also show you, let's say you're a solar company. Let's say Larry's solar company is running their first ever ad campaign. It can show them that on 9 out of their 10 ad campaigns, they only got, I don't know, maybe two multi-step form interactions. But on one of the 10 advertising campaigns, they can see that, hey, maybe they got 20 form interactions and maybe 5 form completions. And then next thing you know, you have 5 set up online booking appointments. So it's really important so that you can actually see what your effective return on advertising spend is. So if you're that online, Shopify guy, you can easily see, hey, I got 4x what I spent, because these people, put items in their cart and they actually bought it. But also, if you're running a solar roofing company, it's very useful because you can see, hey, I spent $500 on advertising for the month of July, and we got 5 in-person or online booking appointments for that, and that is huge because $100, sales consultation appointment. Let's say you may only close 2 of those, and you're making 10K profit on each of those, so that's 20K profit minus your 500, and divided by your 500, that's $250 of advertising spend towards 10K profit. And if you can get that ratio, that's huge, and that's what me and my company at Hyperion Digital Solutions specialize in. But that's enough of that. Let's get into how you can do it and how we've seen it work in the past. So first off, I'm just going to show you real quick on how to do it. So we don't have it set up for our actual company yet. This is our company's profile, and this should be your Meta Business Suite backend. But I can quickly just go over here. Let me go to All Tools, and then I'm going to select, where is it? Our Event Center. No, we can just search it. Event Manager. All right, so you're going to want to hit this connect a web. Then we're going to go next, and then let's just call it Hyperion Digital Solutions. Let's just say solution, which is very simple. We'll hit that next button. Okay, now this is where your website URL comes in. So let's easily just go to gohs.co, and then we'll link this. Boom. check. Next. So there is Metapixel and Conversions API that automatically pops up as recommended. But today we're just going to go over the Metapixel only, and I'm just going to show you that because I feel like it's by far the quickest and best return on 5 minutes of your time. We're going to go next. So this is where I said you can install the code manually if you know how to do the back-end code, or you can just send these email instructions to your developer. Then you can actually just hit this link right here, and then it just pops up right here with an easy thing that you can send. And then also partner integration. This is by far the easiest thing. And I'm sure most of you out there are probably using WordPress right now, or maybe Squarespace or Wix. We personally use Webflow, and I'm sure all of these things on here is just a really easy plugin. So for example, I'm just going to go ahead and hit Webflow because that's what we personally use. But anything you use, you're just going to follow any of these steps, and then it's just going to walk you through it. You just put in your little code, and it's going to have a designated spot, and then you're good to go. And then of course, you can set up your own custom events right there, and it's very intuitive, and it's going to show you how. Okay, so now I'm actually going to show you how you can easily implement that metapixel that we just created. So now it's just on your site, and it can collect data based on what you did. Here are just some previous campaigns, but we're just going to go up in the top left. We're going to hit create. So there are some different campaign objectives, and you can easily look through these and see if this would be correct for your business. But we've actually seen with roofing and solar some of the best return on investments we've gotten, and we're actually seeing right now as we're running our first months of testing and ad campaigns, is using this leads. That's what we've seen. So we hit next. The recommended settings is, that's pretty baseline, but it doesn't actually get you in front of the right people all the time, is what we've actually seen, and spending a lot of our own money on learning that kind of the hard way. So we can just go through this. Boom, next. If you want to learn how to actually run ads, specifically dedicated for solar and roofing, we may have a tutorial out soon, or by the time you're watching this, we may have that, and then we should link it in the description. But if we don't, then I'm sure there are plenty of other tutorials out there that can show you just this. But we're just going to go down, and we can easily hit this pixel, and we can look at this pixel that is set up right here. And then, or you could just go and create a new one, and then a new advertising campaign and hit create new pixel. But that's just based on that. And so we can see that we can actually reach 1.9 to 5.6 thousand people based on what this pixel has been used before. And then, yeah, this is where you throw in your pixel for every single time you want to run a new campaign. And this will, like I said, it's going to show you everything, all of your returns and all of, your booked appointments that you can set up through the events manager. And then, of course, you can test that through the events manager as well. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you a quick little breakdown on kind of a little bonus tip on how we've seen some good returns in the past and how we really learned how to do traffic and retargeting campaigns. That's getting a little more so into the advertising side. But this is how we've actually used the metapixel for the benefits I mentioned before, and actually improving and getting the correct results that we needed. So right here, we were actually just learning a lot on how to actually properly run ads in the coffee or restaurant niche or industry. And the reason we were is just because my dad opened up a shop in Anna, Texas called Country Charm Coffee. Go check them out if you're in Anna, or if you stop by on 75. But really, that's really how me and my team learned how to do advertising from the ground up. This was probably, 4 or 5 months ago. But yeah, this was a phenomenal way to learn. We spent a lot of money, but we got to it. And the way that we actually use this campaign is we can look at our retargeting campaign. So we can go into it, and we can actually look at what's happened. So we know that on the back end with our pixel for this account, let me go navigate to that real quick. Event Manager. This is actually the CCC Order Now pixel. As you can see here, we can see all of our events. These were our main ones. So page view, we were able to get 827 real people looking at the website, and this means that they're, they looked at it and they scrolled, or they're at least on it for around a second. Some of them may have clicked off, in the first second, who knows. But the main thing that we got was 204 initiate checkouts. And that's huge, because the way that we quantified this was on the website. I can actually show you right now. We had Country Charm Coffee, and then in the top right, or if they hit any order for pickup button, that means that they would go into this subspace, and then they could easily order anything that they want, and then they can go and pick it up. Now this doesn't mean that all of these beginning or initiate checkout did end up in actually doing the full completed order, but I was able to check with him, and he said while we ran this campaign, there was a huge boost in the online order for pickups, and so that was actually quantifiable, and we were able to see that in person, that this led to that, and that is huge. And that's also a great way to do it. If you're a solar or roofing company, you can easily set up one of these events as if you want, or let's say you have a booking online, you can actually set it up to where each step on a form, you can see where people are and if they've dropped off, and you can also see if they actually submit that exact consultation call, or if they've submitted maybe their lead magnet info. So you can see, okay, I spent $100 and then I got 10 qualified leads that came through, or maybe I got 10 leads, and then you can sort through them and see that maybe 5 of these are actually really qualified. They're single family households, they have 700 plus credit score, maybe their house doesn't have too much shade. Any of those qualifying factors, you can check that through your own form. But that is a great way and a great use case for the Metapixel, is all these different events that you can set up and actually see quantifiably, hey, if I know it takes, 10 good leads and I get, 2 closed deals in, the next 60, 90 days, then, maybe it's a great advertising campaign for you to keep going. It's just, I heard a great quote about Facebook and Instagram advertising, and it goes, if you don't measure, if you don't measure what you're doing, then you're going to get clean out of all your money, because you're going to have no clue what's happening. You don't know if your campaigns are doing well, if they're doing bad. This exact campaign that we use this on, the CCC Order Now, let me maneuver back to that. But that exact campaign that we use it on was our most successful campaign, and it was probably, our 8th or 9th campaign after a few weeks of testing. So it really is just how much testing you can do with all the ads, and then also in the end you can take notes on what works with your ads. You can split test them and keep going back. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know it may have been a little bit long. It was our first really long form video, and we're just trying to give you as much value as possible, giving you examples of how we used it, examples of how you can use it and you can set up the events, as well as a quick little tutorial on how you can actually set it up for your next campaign, and also what you should be looking for on that back end to set it up with your website. So hey, thank you for reaching the end of the video. I really hope that you found value. We gave you some examples of how you can use it. We gave you examples of how we really learned how to maximize it, and how we've actually used pixels to our advantage. And then also just feel free to share. Maybe if you want to send this to your developer, or if you want to show this to any of your other great solar or roofing friends on how they can help improve some of their ad spend, and also track if they have winning or losing campaigns, because sometimes you may stop a campaign and it might just be a winner, but you aren't tracking all your stuff right. So hope you get all this stuff sorted out, and I hope this was able to help. So thank you very much for watching, and hit the subscribe button below. Thank you very much.